Okay. Hi, everyone. So today we are talking about Angular PWAs. It's not like a new uh, topic, but I think it's like important to make a little bit of focus of like this way of writing Angular project. So before starting, just a little bit about myself. My name is Soumaya. I'm from Brescia, Italy, and I'm a software engineer in Atlantis, that is a consultancy company in Brescia. And I do mainly like front end, and I like to speak at conferences. So you can like see me at a lot of conferences talking about IT or like doing workshops about like electronics and stuff. So PWAs are like Angular applications, but a little bit different. Like PWA stands for like progressive web apps, and these are like applications that looks like native apps. So we have like mobile apps, but also like desktop apps that are not still web application, but it feels like for the user experience, it feels like using a native app. And I think it's something cool because like I used to work at a lot of like startups, and sometimes I had like this issue that clients came to us because like it was like consultancy, and they wanted like an app that does like stuff. And sometimes if you are like working in a small company, you don't have like a mobile team. So you don't have like people that know how to build like a native app. But also sometimes you are like just the IT team. In one case, I was like, the IT team was like just me. And yeah, I couldn't like do everything. So I came up with PWAs as a solution for that, because like I can hire another person that's it's like ready to do something for me, or I can like use the resources that I have in my company, like my Angular team or like my web team, and we can do application that looks like that, but also we have another benefit of that for me, that's you have like a cheaper version of your app, because we know that it's expensive, not like economically just expensive, but you have like the first experience with your application on the web, and then you can also see what it looks like. So it can be like a prototype of your like application as it will be as a mobile application. So I think that PWAs have multiple like options, and you can use it like in different ways. So for me, PWAs should be reliable and fast and engaging. What does that mean? So reliable because we have service workers. Service workers are like the main part for PWAs applications. So it's actually just manage all the offline capability of your applications and caching, so you can configure a lot of stuff that makes your application actually optimized and like really ready to use, even if you have like bad connectivity. Fast because we need speed, because like when we are using a mobile application, we want like the user to see content as he opens the app. So we don't need like that browser effect, because he doesn't see that something is loading. So caching and having like some efficient loading data is really important. And engaging, because when we have like a mobile app, because we need to think as a mobile app, we need our user to be engaged with our application. For example, we need our user to see our application and be like more encouraged to visit our web application. but also we can like have other features like push-ups notifications that we can like remind the user that we are there, so come visit us. So for Angular, so PWA, you can do it with whatever framework or language you want. But with Angular in particular, I think it's ideal, but it's also like really easy to do that with Angular. And first of all, because Angular CLI supports that, and we have like just a command that can integrate everything that we need, so we don't need like extra work or extra configuration, because like Angular does this for us. And also it simplifies like to make some other features, so add custom stuff to our applications. So if you are using our Angular CLI, we can just use this command that is ng-add Angular PWA, and it actually, this command will configure our application, will add all the files and all the configuration that we need in our application, and will install the right packages for that. And once you actually run this command, your application is ready to use, so you don't have like anything to do else, and you already like have a PWA application. So first of all, when we run this command, we will get our Angular service worker. Angular will install this package and will configure our file for Angular service worker in our application. And this is the file where we have all the configuration about offline capabilities, what we want like our application to do when the user is offline, or where the application doesn't have like good connection on, or if we want like to reduce some server load for our application and have a faster user experience. Here is where you will find the file attached in your app config, and you will have like this provide service worker from the package that Angular will install for us, and will register strategy, that is our configuration for the service worker for the application. In this case, it was like not in dev mode, because we want that for production. In fact, when we use like PWAs, we are running something that we have already built, so it's configuration for production. And another file that is really important that Angular will create for us, or like start to create for us, because we can like add all the custom things to it, is the web app manifest. The web app manifest is a JSON, basically, that has like all the configuration that we need for our application to look like our mobile app. And then we can have like all the informations about how the app will appear in your mobile or like any other like device, and how it will like feel to the user. For example, the name that we want like to display, the color of the theme that we are using, or like the icons that we want the user to see for the application. So all the branding of our application for when the user is going to install it on their device. And this is like an example of a part of the web manifest. And as you can see, you have like the name, the short name, and like where we want like the user to start visit our app when he just open the app. The way that you will display this is like standalone, because we don't have like that browser experience, but we can also like use display browser, and we'll see, even if it's like an app, when you open the app, you will see like a browser effect. The background, the theme color, and the icons that will be used for like the icon of the app on the device. So let's see some pros and cons. So for the pros, I think there are like some challenges before talking about pros and cons. So challenging of implementing PWAs, it's a little bit complex at the start because like you have like this extra setup, even if like Angular does everything for you, but it doesn't do like everything. Like you have like the basics, like your application is ready to be like run on your device, but it's not like actually have mobile options, like if we want like to use the camera, if we want to use the Bluetooth or like some sensors, we need to do like extra configuration and extra code for that. We have limited support for browsers, in particular with iOS. We have like less support for browsers and also like some restricted access to some features, in particular with iOS, like for Bluetooth, or some sensors are not like working great, let's say. But still, we have like offline capabilities, and this is really important because when we are visiting like a web application on our browser, like you can see like some errors or like you can see that you don't have like connectivity. But when you open a mobile application, if you open your mobile application and the page is blank, you cannot like actually understand what's going on, even if the problem is not like the application, but it's maybe just connectivity that is not going well. So having caching and resources that the user can see even without like connectivity, and it's really important to make the user experience a little bit better. And this can be improved by like reloading and giving the new data as soon as the user is back online. And also we have improved performance due to that, because like we have caching, so even the first time loading of your application is faster because we have something to see, and then the service worker will handle the loading of the new data, so it will be like substituted with the new data and the application will be refreshed. We don't need an App Store request because like it's an application that don't need an App Store, and sometimes you know that with App Stores it's a little bit like difficult and you need time. It requires a lot of time to get your application on the stores, and also like in this way we are like faster to deliver our application, and like our users are like not needing actually to make space on their devices for our application if they don't want to. And then we have like automatic updates. We can make our service worker make updates every 30 minutes or 1 hour if we want like the user to be sure, like to have the user seeing the updated data without making them like refresh the app. Some limitations of PWAs. We have some limited device feature access. It's not like working natively on the application on our like devices. So we have like some device feature that we cannot like access, or like access with like limitations. Sometimes they work, sometimes not. And we have like compatibility issues. Sometimes the user will have like issues with like browsers that are older, or like if they are using some devices that's a little bit old, so you can have like issue with that. And also like the implementation, as we said, like some handling caching strategies, and also like the background sync. We need like to add some extra work to our application. So let's talk about service worker and caching, for example. So we said that service worker makes us be able to work online and cache all the requests, and not just the requests that we do for to our server, but also like images or like some sources that are really making us wait a lot of time to see something on screen. So, for example, we have this event that is fetch, and we can like access to this event to make sure that we know when the request to the server is made. So in that case, for example, we can do a notification to the user, or like make something happen in the application when some events are happening. It's not just the fetch. There are like some other events like install, when we are actually installing our service worker, or like when the service worker is actually active and ready to use. So we have this install and activate event that we can actually listen, and we can do something in that particular moment. For caching, we have like some strategies, not just for the service requests, but also like for assets. And we have like the opportunity to have like faster access to our data. For example, in this case, we can say to our application to for the images to be lazy. When it's lazy, it means that you need to store data. In this case, like store data, all the images that will be like loaded in our application. Some enhancements that we can do like after running our command Angular PWAs is like push notifications, and this is like really important because even if the app is closed, we can interact with the user and like give information to the user. And we need that because like it actually makes your application feel like a native apps. And we can do that. First of all, we need the request of the user. So we need to request the user to to have the permission to send notifications, and then we can like send these notifications. It's really easy. Like we just make like an event, and we can like send the notification and just declare the body and the icon that we want to use for that. And also we have periodic background updates. These are really important because sometimes we don't want to make the user reload the application, so we want to fetch updates and make the user have the last update data on their app. And we can do that like making like updates on some requests and just fetch the data like for like every hour or like 2 hours. It depends of your application, how much the data will change in your application. And background sync, I think this is like a really important part because like sometimes the user is offline, and sometimes you have like maybe a form or like some inputs that the user is using, so it's actually interactive, and the application, it looks interactive, but if you are not online, maybe that data can be lost. With background sync, we can say to our application to save that information and then like do the data as soon as the user is back online. So that will wait until the actual user is back online, and then we can actually do the request to the server, and the data will not like be lost. So let's see a little demo how it actually works, and let's see how it is. Okay, it's running. So here I have like a simple web application, and I've just installed Angular PWA. It will not like see Angular PWA in your package.json, but it will install this package that is Angular Service Worker, And with that, we will have like some configuration and some files added to our like repository by default. And first of all, we have like this Angular service worker, the configuration, and here you have like all the information about the application, how we want it to behave. For example, we have like all the prefetch informations. In this case, like we want like to cache, to have like assets that are like ready to use even if we are like offline. If we have like external image, for example, for this application, I have some images that are like URLs. So I want these images to be stored so I can use them even if I don't have like connectivity. And also like I can use like these data groups. So we have asset groups for like images, all the assets, and we have like data groups for actual data. So for HTTP requests, in this case, I have like some APIs, and I will like list all the URLs of my APIs. So it will be all cached, and all like the requests will be cached. So every like page that I'm actually visiting will be cached and all the information. So if I'm revisiting the same page, I will see like what I've seen like the last time. But if I'm like visiting a page that is new that I've never like seen, it will be like blank in this case. And other than that, we have in this public folder, we have like all the icons that are like the icons, the fave icons for our application, and the icons that will be used when we actually install the application on our device. And we have the web manifest. In here, you have like the configuration of like the name that we want to display, the theme. In this case, I want my display to be standalone because I want it to feel like a native app. And I want the user to start with the URL, like the blank page, the blank URL. And I want all the configuration about the icons that will be different sizes based on the device that will be installed in. So yeah, and then here I have like my application. So everything is standard. We have like just this provide service worker that is made by the command. And as we have seen, just have like the file configured, and that it's enabled when we are not in dev mode. So if I run my application like normally with Angular CLI, I will have like just my application running. Let's see if it's my application running as like a simple single page application. So here I have like this simple app that has a list of like items. I can search for items, for example, and it will be like listed the detail, but I can also like view detail and go inside the detail. Let's try to do it with as a PWA and see how it works. So here I need to build my app because we need to be on production mode. And when you build your application, you will have it like in your dist folder, and in particular in the browser folder. So I will run the application with HTTP. Let's see if I have it like already. Okay. Here I will run it. So I will go to like a private window, so I will not like have cache on my browser. So this is like brand new, and you can see like everything is working fine, and we are online because we have like Wi-Fi. But if I open my application, the tab application here in service workers, you can see here that we have our service worker working. So it's activated, and we have something going on. And here we have the cache storage. For example, we have like API storage and stuff like that. So if I refresh this, you can see here that these have been stored. This is the API, and I have like the list of the drinks. So if I go offline, here, service worker, I will go offline, and I refresh the page, I can see stuff because it's actually cached the HTTP request. But if I go online, in the detail, I will not see anything because like I've never like visited that page, so I didn't like make that HTTP request earlier. But if I go back online and I visit this page, and I will go back to search, and let's search for ABC, for example. I will search, I have like this. I will go to the detail, and I'll go back. Let's go inside this one as well. And if I go back offline, I will refresh, so it's like clean. And if I go to this one, I can see it because I already visited, but this one is still blank because I don't have visit this one. This one also, I can search for ABC because I did that, so I will see something. But if I search for Adam, for example, I will not like get anything, so nothing is changing because I've never like done that request before. And last thing I want to do is just to show you how it will be on the mobile. So I will try with my mobile to share my screen here. Let's see. Yes. So I will visit this one. So here I have like my cocktail finder here, and I am online in this case. I can visit back. And the cool thing is that this is like on the browser, but I can actually go and save the application with like going here. I can like have this name that I've configured in my web manifest, but I can actually change it if I want like to give another name to the application, and I can add to my screen. So it will look like as a native app. So if I open it, it will like open as an actual native app. I will not see like the search bar of the browser. So the look and feel is like a real native app. And also like if you close the application, it looks like all the other like application. It looks really as real application, and then like you can like remove it if like you want. So yeah, this is like how it feels, and you can like play with that and like improve as much as you want. And I think it's a really like good thing also like to play with, and it's a good like opportunity to start with something that we know as like Angular developers, so we can like build our application and make it like feel as also like mobile app without like learning anything. Let's see about like mobile app. We don't need like to wait for like requests for like app stores and any other like stuff that will like make us wait for confirmation from other people. So we will make like a product ready for the user. So here you can find on my GitHub the quick demo that I've shown you. I will add like also all the part about like push-up notifications and the background sync. So all that part that I will not like show you here, but I will add it to the repository. And yeah, thank you very much. Here where you can find me online if you have like anything.
Thank you very much, Soumaya. I have like 12 questions for you, but not enough time. So we will see, like 8 minutes, and we'll see how many questions we can answer. So, there are rumors that PWA will dismiss soon. Is that true? And what do you think about that?
I will not think that they will be dismissed, like actually dismissed, because like Angular, they are actually working on something new, but I will not like spoiler anything. But it actually was like a thing maybe some years ago, so people are not like in the hype anymore about PWAs, but I think they are like really useful, so that's why I wanted like to bring a topic like that. And about like, I don't think it's something that should be like dismissed, like personal opinion.
Okay, cool. How critical is difference in performance between PWA and native apps built with Angular for enterprise application?
For
How critical is difference in performance between PWA and native apps built with Angular for enterprise application?
For enterprise application, it doesn't like, it's not like a different enterprise application or any other like kind of application. The feel is a little bit different, so it's not like working with a real features from like mobile, because like when you work on like native development, you have like access to some feature that with PWAs you have like limitations, so you can actually feel that. And also like when you have like a big project in particular, like a big application, sometimes in some routes when you change like switch from a page to another, the feel is not like the same. Also like push notifications will like appear a little bit different from the native ones, but it's like, for me, it's also, it's not like an enterprise project, a feature that will do like for like an enterprise project, because like if we are like enterprise, we have budget to do an actual mobile mobile application, but it's like a prototype to make sure that we can like go from like a web application to like a prototype to see how it will work if the users are like ready to interact with our application, not just on the browser. And then the next step is like actually build the application for mobile.
Thank you. Can we extend the functionality of Angular Service Worker, for example, with a custom request handler or cache eviction logic?
Yeah, you can like customize as much as you want. Like it's actually really simple as you have it. So you can like add as much as you want, as much as it's possible to do with Service Worker, because like you have limitation also with that. But like, for example, for push notifications and like background things that we have seen, or like everything that the updates are like all stuff that we can add to our Service Worker, but there are like a lot of more things that we can do.
Then we have periodic updates. Is used only for fetch new version or can be used to send notification?
The question would be like, why should I like fetch notification? Maybe we can like do it if we are not like online and we want like to do server requests. So maybe I will like fill a form, send a request. So maybe I'm offline. When I'm back online, the application will handle that, and maybe I will send the notification to the user to make them know that everything was good. Maybe in that case makes sense. Otherwise, like push notification, it doesn't like have nothing to do with like online stuff. So you can do it whatever you want, but it will be linked to an event. So even an event that is like from the service worker, or like after a request to the server, or something that is happening actually in your application.
Then, is there a size limit on the cacheable data?
It depends. Well, you cannot like store everything. there is limits, because like also you will have like bad performance for your application if you are like storing a lot of data. But I think like it depends on the browser. Any browser like have different limits for that. But if you are like storing a lot of like images, videos, in that case, make sure to like make sure that everything is like not too much for your application.
I want to ask you just the last one because
Okay.
we have so many. But Soumaya will be here, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Why, when would you suggest native app instead of PWA?
For example, as I said, for application that have budget to do that, for enterprise application, because like you need like to be as performant as you can, because like you are selling a product. So if you have like the budget, just do it. But if you are like a small company, or like you don't have too much budget to do that, or like it's an experiment, so let's try with that, and then if it's going well, let's move to like a next step and do it like natively with like more resources.
So thank you very much, Soumaya. Time is finished. Now it's time for the coffee break. I remember that you need to go downstairs, and there will be lightning talks in the first session after lunch, so you can just grab your session. So a huge applause. Thank you very much again, Soumaya.
Thank you.
See you.